Girls are fighting again. Okay, not the girls. So, Carlos King, former producer of Real Housewives and now the producer of Love and Marriage franchise on OWN, is slamming the Real Housewives of Dubai, calling them fake.
I like to say the Real Housewives of Dubai. Because for me, those women studied every single housewife. And it's hard for me to get into them because I don't think they're being themselves. What do y'all think?
Okay, I've only seen maybe 1.5 episodes. The only thing that stands out to me is the model girl.
Same.
Right, but I think he's talking about her. I feel like
but I feel like
Chanel.
Yes.
She's the main
but I feel
one.
like she's at least entertaining to watch. The others is like paint drying, right? So she keeps me. I'm looking for her for the next scene. So I will give her that.
y'all, we about to be clips. They gonna clip this up. Oh.
Happy Sunday, Raindrops. The word of the day is stop living in the past. The past is in the rearview mirror of your life. If you look at where you want to go, look at the windshield.
Listen, everybody, behind me is Carlos King, okay? A producer of reality TV on the OWN network. And the fans are pissed with him. I mean, pissed, okay? They started a petition. They want him removed from his duties over there on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, you know what? I'm not one for the cancel culture. And I don't think that toxic reality TV started and nor will it end with Carlos King. But what are your feelings? Do you think that Carlos King should be canceled? Do you think he should be removed from producing Love and Marriage Huntsville? Do you think all the toxic behavior that we see on that show starts, ends, and begins with Carlos King? Let me know your thoughts, everybody. Cancel or not cancel Carlos King?
A lot of stuff, and I ain't happy about none of it. I'm trying to figure out what the going on anyway. I mean, she had no business goddamn putting her hands on you.
I mean, that's my thing. You gonna act like this in front of your daughter, Sanjay?
Sanjay acting more like the adult. That's the way she's supposed to.
Carlos King is locked in a legal battle with Sui Williams. You know, that breakout star who had everyone talking? And child, this tea is piping hot. Word on these streets is that Sui started running her mouth about Carlos and his behind-the-scenes shenanigans, and let me tell you, it was not pretty. We're talking accusations that would make your grandmother clutch her pearls, from manipulation claims to some serious allegations that could leave Carlos's reputation in shambles. Baby, the tension between these two has been simmering like a pot about to boil over, and now Carlos is clapping back with a lawsuit that'll have you gasping. Trust and believe the details are wilder than your wildest dreams. So grab your popcorn, get comfortable, because I'm about to break down this whole messy situation from the beginning. And Chile, you better believe it's about to get real messy up in here.
A lot of people that want to keep it a buck. We're going to keep it a buck.
Okay.
My office used to be above Credit One. And
I thought you were a nurse.
No parties. However, him,
Do you need the office as a nurse?
the Dark, Marcel,
Where's Martha laughing?
they like would hang out. Part of the reason even they wanted black was they wanted a place where they could go and hang out.
And do what?
Like, listen to
Carlos.
music, drink, play
So,
cards.
Kimmy, I'm going to say this to you.
Oh, Carlos.
I'm a gay man.
Ciao.
I can assure you, no man is hanging out after hours listening to Beyonce Renaissance.
No, I don't think they were doing it.
in the morning.
I don't think they were. No, no, no.
Now listen here, because what I'm about to tell you about Carlos King is no joke. This man isn't just any reality TV producer, he is the producer, the undisputed king of the game. Baby, when he started on Real Housewives of Atlanta, he had us all glued to our screens, clutching our pearls with those jaw-dropping storylines that just wouldn't quit. This man knows exactly how to stir that pot, and honey, he's turned that talent into an entire empire. From RHOA to Bell Collective, everything this man touches turns to television gold. For the fans, seeing Carlos's name attached to a show is like getting a guaranteed ticket to Dramatown. On Bell Collective, he introduced us to these fierce boss ladies from Mississippi and Chile. He gave us front row seats to all their business moves, personal struggles, and Lord, all that delicious chaos that came with it. Everyone's been talking about how this man brings real-life issues to our screens and makes them pop like fireworks on the 4th of July, but you know how it goes. Success always brings some haters, and some cast members have been calling him out, saying he pushes those boundaries a little too far. And baby, let me tell you something. The drama happening behind those cameras, it's just as juicy as what we're seeing on our screens.
A lot of stuff, and I ain't happy about none of it. I'm trying to figure out what the going on anyway. I mean, she had no business goddamn putting her hands on you.
I mean, that's my thing. You gonna act like this in front of your daughter, Sanjay?
Sanjay acting more like the adult. That's the way she's supposed.
Now enters Sui Williams, who came strutting into Belle Collective as an instant fan favorite. But baby, she didn't just come to play, she came ready to expose it all. Things took a dramatic turn when Sui started spilling some serious tea about Carlos, and let me tell you, it wasn't sweet at all. According to her, filming the show felt like being a chess piece in somebody else's game, especially during that explosive feud with Selena Johnson. Chile, that drama had everyone's eyes glued to their screens, but Sui claims it came with a price tag that was way too high. She's out here saying Carlos and his production team were pushing her into that beef with Selena just to get those ratings up, leaving her feeling exposed and emotionally drained. Can you believe Sui said they didn't give 2 cents about her mental health? All they cared about was keeping those cameras rolling and feeding into the chaos. And honey, these accusations weren't just a bad look for Carlos, they blew the lid off how producers really treat their cast when those cameras stop rolling. But hold on to your wigs, because the real drama exploded during that infamous interview between Carlos and Sui. Lord have mercy, the awkwardness was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Sui laid it all out for Carlos, not holding back one single bit. She called him out for betraying her trust and accused him of sacrificing her well-being just to get a juicy storyline. Baby, the tension in that room. And when Sui opened up about that Selena Johnson feud, Chile, she revealed that what we saw on screen was just the tip of the iceberg. Behind the scenes, it was a whole different kind of mess. She got emotional talking about how blindsided she felt by the editing, questioning if all this drama was worth the toll it took on her mental health. There's Carlos trying to defend his production style, but Sui's raw honesty hit different. It hit home. Fans were flooding social media with support for Sui, backing her up for speaking her truth. But you know how these internet streets work. Others started dragging her, saying she was just bitter about her edit and trying to stay relevant by throwing Carlos under the bus. The internet was lit, honey. Some folks were like, Carlos King is the GOAT of reality TV, but this feels like damage control. Others were saying, if Sui's telling the truth, his legacy is done, lawsuit or not. Then you had people questioning if Sui had receipts to back up her claims, warning that this whole thing might backfire on her. But let me tell you something. This wasn't just your regular producer-cast member disagreement. This was a full-blown war. And if you thought that interview was the climax, baby, hold on to your seats, because the real drama was just getting started and nobody saw what was coming next.
Girls are fighting again. Okay, not the girls. So Carlos King, former producer of Real Housewives and now the producer of Love and Marriage franchise on OWN, is slamming the Real Housewives of Dubai, calling them fake.
I like to say the Real Housewives of Dubai, because for me, those women studied every single housewife. And it's hard for me to get into them because I don't think they're being themselves. What do y'all think?
Okay, I've only seen maybe 1.5 episodes. The only thing that stands out to me is the model girl.
Same.
Right, but I think he's talking about her. I feel like
but I feel like
Chanel.
Okay, yes.
She's the main
but I feel
one.
like she's at least entertaining to watch. The others is like paint drying, right? So she keeps me, I'm looking for her for the next scene. So I will give her that.
Y'all, we about to be clips. They gonna clip this up. Oh.
Chile. When Carlos King pulled that trigger and sued Sui Williams, it sent shockwaves through the entire reality TV world. Here's Carlos, usually pulling strings behind the scenes, now front and center in the messiest drama of all. And baby, this lawsuit, it's flipping everything upside down in the most dramatic way possible. The word going around is that Carlos is coming at Sui with not 1, but 2 heavy claims. Defamation and breach of contract. The defamation part? That's all about Sui painting Carlos as this ratings-hungry producer who couldn't care less about his cast's mental health. And honey, Carlos's legal team ain't playing games. They're saying these statements have done serious damage to his reputation, not just with Belle Collective, but in the whole reality TV game. Now that breach of contract situation, baby, that's the cherry on top. If Sui spilled any tea that went against those ironclad confidentiality agreements that reality stars have to sign, Lord, these contracts are no joke. They keep cast members from running their mouths about behind-the-scenes drama or throwing shade at the showrunner or network. If Sui violated that, this lawsuit is Carlos's way of saying, not today, to her and any other cast member thinking about airing their dirty laundry. For Carlos, this isn't just about clearing his name, it's about protecting his whole reality TV empire. With all these hit shows under his belt and new projects in the works, any damage to his brand could have consequences that last for years. But going after someone as vocal as Suchi, Chile, that's like poking a beehive. He's opening himself up to even more public scrutiny and media drama.
Happy Sunday, Raindrops. The word of the day is stop living in the past. The past is in the rearview mirror of your life. If you look at where you want to go, look at the wind.
And let me tell you something, this drama between Carlos King and Sui Williams has blown the lid off some deep issues in reality TV that nobody was talking about. We're not just dealing with some petty beef, we're talking manipulation claims and full-blown legal battles. Suchi's biggest complaint? She's saying the production team did her dirty. And honey, isn't this a story we've heard before in reality TV? She's out here claiming the editing made her look like the villain, especially in those explosive moments with Selena Johnson. According to Suchi, these producers were in the editing room doing the most, chopping and screwing scenes to make the drama pop, turning her into the bad guy just for ratings, but that's not even the half of it. She's saying the production team left her hanging emotionally during filming, letting conflicts spiral out of control and draining her mentally. Suchi opened up about how this whole experience messed with her head, creating this toxic environment that didn't solve anything, just made everything worse. And now, baby, her accusations have started a whole conversation about reality TV ethics. Everyone from fans to industry insiders is questioning how far producers should go for drama while still taking care of their cast. Yes, we live for those wild moments and heated arguments, but at what cost to the people in front of those cameras? Carlos King isn't just sitting there taking these claims. While he hasn't responded to every single accusation, that lawsuit shows he means business. He's fighting for his reputation and sending a message loud and clear that he's taking this seriously. The man has built his name as reality TV's mastermind, so these claims feel like a direct attack on everything he's built. Through all these legal filings and public statements, Carlos has been crystal clear about his dedication to his craft, pointing out all the cast members who've thrived under his direction. He's making it known that shows like Bell Collective are team efforts, and everyone signs up knowing what they're getting into. As Carlos and Suchi prepare for this legal showdown, one thing's for sure, this drama is far from over. Now, I need to know, do y'all think Carlos King's lawsuit is justified, or has he taken it too far? Drop those thoughts in the comments below because I know opinions are split, and I'm dying to hear where you stand. And don't you dare go anywhere, because in our next video, we're diving into Selena Johnson's side of the story, and if you thought this was crazy, baby, it gets even wilder. It gets even wilder.